Hi ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to ITSnippets. Today I'm going to do part 2 of my cheat engine tutorial. I'm going to teach you how to find pointers so we can make reusable cheats. So let's get started. First thing we're obviously going to have to do is we're going to have to fire up cheat engine. And when user account control kicks in, we'll say yes. And then we're going to fire up our game, which in the previous tutorial was OpenTTD. So let's just open TTD as well. Okay. So once the game is actually loaded, what we will do is we'll jump into cheat engine and we'll connect cheat engine to OpenTTD. So if I just Alt Tab at that, so if I just Alt Tab into cheat engine, click on select process at top corner and then find OpenTTD and click open. Now you may not get this message, this is because I've been testing this, so if you do get it, load the associated tables, just click no. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to create a new game. Then it doesn't really matter what the settings are, so just click generate. Once the game is loaded, I want to hit pause at the top corner and then want to jump over into cheat engine again. And for our first scan, we're going to enter our money, which as you can see is 100,000. So 100,000. Okay, so we've got 56 possibilities. So we then wait for that to change. So go back into our game and pause it, hit fast forward for a bit, and it's changed. So we then hit pause again. So it's 99808. Jump back into cheat engine. It looks like it's already found it there, but we'll enter it anyway. 99808. Return. And we've got two possibilities. So we'll add both the possibilities, just like we did in the previous tutorial. I think it's actually going to be the first one. So what I'll do is I'll double click the description and type money. Now the fact that it's white up the top here means that it will change every time we load the game, so we have to rectify that, and that's hopefully what we're going to do in this tutorial. So now that I've hopefully selected the correct one, I'll enter, double click on here, and enter a value of 999,999. Okay, so this should now go to 999,999 when it updates. So in order to check that that's working, we jump back into the game and we unpause, and there we go. Okay, so we've found that value. So we jump back into cheat engine, and we know that's money, so we can delete the other one. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to right click on that value, and then we want to do pointer scan for this address. When this screen pops up, just leave it as it is, click OK, and it'll ask you for somewhere to save it. So as you can see, I have been previously testing this. We'll jump out of here for now, and I'll create a new folder called OpenTTD Jut, and we'll go inside that. And then we'll just call this file 1 because it's the first file that we're going to search for pointers. Save it. And we'll just wait for that to finish. Okay, so we don't want to change anything at this point. We don't want to do anything else, right? But what we do want to do is we want to go back to our game, and in order to find out where the pointer is for this each time we load the game, we want to click close up in the top corner and then select yes. I can close down Steam as well while it's open, and then we want to reopen our game. Now this is a rinse and repeat exercise until you get the right information. So you may have to do this a few times. Go back into our game, go back to new game, and go back to generate, and then we hit pause just like we did previously. Now we need to go back into cheat engine, and we need to select our OpenTTD process again. Okay, again, keep the current list of address and codes. We will go no, and we will not load the associated cheat table that I've previously created. And we'll click on new scan in the top corner. So again, we're going to be searching for the value of 100,000. So we've searched for that, and then we need to wait for it to change again. Okay, now our game has been reopened. What we want to do, again, now we've searched for the 100,000 as well, is we go back into our game, and then we hit fast forward after unpausing it. Wait for our money to change, and then we hit pause again. We jump back into Cheat Engine. Again, it looks like it's this top value, but we'll enter 99.808. Okay, select this value, so it's likely to be the top one. And to make sure it's the correct value, we will double click on it and we will change it. So we'll change it to just under 1 million, and then we'll unpause, and there we go, it's updated. Okay, so how do we find the pointer from this? Well, we'll leave our original pointer open over here, as you noticed I didn't close that from the previous time. And what we're going to do is we're going to enter this address in here. So we'll go to our pointer scan, click on pointer scan, and rescan memory, and then we enter this address. So that's 25AE80A68. Now this will be different for each game. It will be different on each system. So once we've done that, we'll click OK. And then we'll save this as number 2 rather than number 1. So in case we've made a mistake, we can go back. Number 2. And we've only got one address, okay? So this is a pointer to this. We'll enter that in there. And we can delete that. Okay, and we can be sure this pointer is our money. So we'll name it money. And we'll put bracket P for pointer. Okay. And then inside here, we're going to change that to 999,999,9. So that should put it to just under 10 million. I click OK. Over here, check the right address, and there we go, just under 10 million. So we've now found our pointer address for this. And what we'll do is we'll do the same things we did in the previous tutorial, and we'll also create one of these for the loan. So we'll click New Scan. We can open up our loan screen, our finances screen, inside the game. Go back into Cheat Engine, and we know that the first scan we're going to have to search for is 100,000. We'll click First Scan after entering 100,000 in the Value tab. There's 46 possibilities, so we go back to our game. We turn off fast forward, we unpause it, and we repay some money. So we then pause it again, although for this it's not quite as critical to keep it paused. So we're now at 80,000, so go back in here, looks like it's that first value, but we'll go 80,000 and click Next Scan, and there we go. We'll double click that, and we'll call that Loan. Okay, so as we did previously, we're going to right click, and we're going to go to, we'll close this one just now. So right click, and we're going to go to pointer scan for this address, and then we're just going to click OK. This one we're going to save as 1B. Wait for that to go through. Okay, so there are 1,651 possibilities for that. So with that in mind, we can save this cheat table as in progress. We'll just save it as OpenTTD 13.3, which is version, and we'll save that. This is just so we can get our money later on. And again, we'll do what we did previously. We'll click New Scan. We'll go back over to our game, and we will exit our game. Actually, before we do that, we should probably confirm that was actually our loan, shouldn't we? So if we go in here and double click the value, because I've just realized I've not confirmed that, change that to 0. And go back to our loan, and you can see right away it updated. In fact, we're not showing a loan, but it's not updated on screen. If I click fast forward and pause it for a bit, there we go, 0. So I was correct. Right. So with that in mind, what I want to do is I want to close this, just like we did previously, and do yes. And then we're going to open our game again. And again, these are being found pretty quickly, but this may take 7, 8, 10, 100 attempts, depending on how well the game has been designed to avoid people doing this. So we'll go back into new game again, we'll go back into generate again, we'll pause the game again, we'll open the finance screen again, and our loan is set to 100,000. So we'll go back to our game, we reconnect to OpenTTD and go yes. We then search for 100,000. Okay, go back to our game, we repay some of our loan, can't do it while it's paused, so unpause the game, repay some of our loan, pause the game again, 60,000, here, 60,000, there's two possibilities, so we load them both, and what we do is we set one of them to 10, and one of them to 200, and then we go back to our game, we unpause, fast forward, and it went to 200. Okay, so we know that this one is not the correct value, but this one is. So in that case, what we go and do is we go back to our pointer scan for 1B, we do pointer scan, rescan for memory address. Just move this over a bit. Oh, it's not going to let me. One moment. So I can read it correctly. Move that across. Pointer, rescan memory. And this one is 2 AA 086 70 DC 8. And then we click OK. And again, this time we want to save it as 2, but we want to save it as 2B. Oh, interesting. I might have made a typing mistake there because that didn't work. So what we do is we do file, and we do open, and we open 1B again, and click open. And then we try and see if I've made a typing mistake there. So pointer scan, rescan from memory. It's 2AA. It's OB6, not O86. See, you can make a simple mistake. So OB6, 70DC 8. And click OK. Again, we'll just say this is 2B because we can save over the last one. And yes, we'll replace it when asked. And there we go. There's our pointer for that. So we can add our pointer for that and then close this one down. Double check it by wiping out our loan. So to wipe out our loan, just double click the value and press 0. Okay, go back into this one. We can take that one out. Yes. And we can call this loan P for pointer. Okay, so we now have money in loan. I now delete that one as well because that's no longer required. I can click new scan just to clear the scanning. We now have infinite money that we can set to anything. So if I set that to 99999 and I set our loan to 50,000. And I set our loan to 50,000. Okay, go back in here and speed this up. Unpause. Oh, my funds have went into negative. I think that pointer may be wrong. I think the money pointer may be wrong. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just put it too high. Well, let's do 100,000. See if I've maybe just reset the counter. No. Wow. So, how did that pointer become so wrong? Two values are right next to each other as well, so there's not much in this. This is what happens when you record tutorials live. Something always goes wrong. So the pointer for that's definitely true. Pointer for money we'll need to check. So what we can do to confirm this is we can jump out of our game, reopen it, and new game, generate. Okay, and then connect our game. Yep, because the current list should be fine. We've got 100,000 in each. Set loan to 0. Set money to 999. Come back to our game. Speed it up a bit. And there we go. Okay, so it was just having an issue. So occasionally that'll happen. Something's obviously went wrong in the memory there, but as you can see, I've now got 999,924, and I have £0 in there. So our pointers are indeed actually working. So what we'll do is we'll resave this table, and we'll continue in the next tutorial turning this into an actual trainer so that we can load it alongside our game and don't have to do any of these searches at all. If you liked this video, give it a like. If you disliked this video, give it a dislike too. If you get feedback on this or any other videos or suggestions for videos you believe we should do in the future, then please let us know in the comments below. And most of all, thank you for watching.